Hello and welcome back to Beebah's Kitchen. Today I'm going to can some more apples, and I'm going to do the southern fried apples. Only today I'm going to try a different technique from the way that I did it the other day. I thought about it after I had videoed those. Even though I think those are going to be really good. I have not opened a jar of them yet, but I think they're going to be fine. But I thought probably the simplest thing to do is to prepare it just like I'm going to cook it. And cook it for just a short time, not until it's done, but enough that it's all mixed together, and then jar it and then process it through a water bath. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to try that, and I'm also going to do it just in pint jars. So I have my apples laid out here. I'm going to be doing the red Rome apples. I don't have any more of the Granny Smiths. I'm doing the red Rome, and I'm going to peel these and get them ready to go in my pot, and I will get all the ingredients out and we will go from there. But first of all, I'm going to peel my apples and then I'll be back. All right. I'm through peeling my apples, and so now I'm going to go ahead and start my syrup process, which I'm going to do 3 times the recipe. The other day when I canned them in the quart jars, I did 4 times the recipe. But I'm going to put 3 sticks of butter in my large sauce pot here. When my butter gets melted, then I'm going to add 1½ cups of sugar and 6 tablespoons of cinnamon, and then I will add my apples to that, and I'm just going to cook them just a few minutes, and then I'm going to jar them up, and I'm getting my water bath heated up so that I can go ahead and put the jars in and finish processing them that way. I want to try that and see how that will work. This too is an experiment. I have a correction. I said 6 tablespoons of cinnamon is 6 teaspoons. So that would be 2 tablespoons of cinnamon. I thought that sounded like a lot of cinnamon when I said that. But looking on the recipe, it's teaspoons, not tablespoons. I will go ahead and mix my sugar and cinnamon together and whisk it together before I add it to my butter. It'll be 1½ cups of sugar with 2 tablespoons of cinnamon. And I will just whisk that all together and get it good and combined. Okay, and now I add my cinnamon and sugar. Okay, and now I will start adding my apples to that. I don't know how well these apples will do, but anyway, that's what I've got and that's what I'm using. I did not put these apples in the vinegar bath, and you can tell because they're starting to turn dark, but it's not going to matter because the cinnamon's going to turn them dark anyway. I think I probably will have to do maybe half of them at a time. I don't know that I can do all of them because I'm afraid it's going to cause them to break up too small. I'm going to take part of these up. When you're cooking them, you know, to serve, it doesn't take but just a few minutes for them to cook. But see, the juice is cooking out of these apples, which thins out my syrup, and that's what I got to thinking about, and I thought, I think that may be the better way to do it. So I think it is going to work better. I'm just going to let these cook just until they kind of get softened up, which they are starting to. And then I'm going to take them up, put them in my jars. My water bath is hot. It's ready for my jars to go in. I'm going to turn my heat off of that, and I'm going to go ahead and start jarring up. I don't think that I will have to use wide mouth jars because my apples are going to be flexible. So I'm going to see about jarring these. And because of them being so flexible, I can get more in a jar than I was getting in my quart jars. So really and truly, I think this is the better way to go. You just don't want to overcook them because you're going to cook them in the water bath. But see how many I've gotten in that jar? So that's going to work out great. I hope that the red Rome apples will do as well as the Granny Smith because they are a tart apple. They're not as sharp as a Granny Smith, but they're pretty tart. Look at that. That is awesome. Okay. And my syrup is nice and thin. And so I can pour it into the jar, not have to spoon it into it. The other was so thick. Of course, it thinned down when I started cooking it, and the apples, the juice started coming out to thin it down, but okay, I've had to cook a couple more apples to finish out my jars. Okay, and now I will divide up the syrup. Alright, now I'm going to clean my rims on my jars, and I will get them cleaned up and get them into the water bath. You want to make sure that they have no oil or any syrup on them so that they will seal. I think these are going to be really, really good. I'm well pleased at how this has worked out. Somebody had suggested in the comments with the last canning that I did that maybe I should have added some apple cider or some apple juice to my syrup to thin it down, which I thought about that, but I think if you were to do that, you're going to lose some of the flavor. So that's why I was hesitant about doing anything like that to thin down my syrup. But this method, I think, is going to be ideal for what I'm wanting. So I'm going to get my lids on them. My water's boiling for my hot water bath, and I'm going to get them in there and process them for just 10 minutes, and then I'll take them out. Okay, I will set these in the water bath. And like I said in the last video, you want the water to totally come over the top of your jars. So I may have to add some water to this. I could have actually done 8 pints, but I didn't. So I'm going to add some more water. Okay. That's totally covering the tops, and so when this comes to a boil, I will set my timer for 10 minutes and process it, and then I will be back. Okay, my timer has gone off. It has been 10 minutes that these were boiling, and so I'm going to take them up and let them cool. this is going to work out great, I think. Okay, I think I could have fit 2 more pints in my canner. I had 7 in there. I think I could have fit 9. But anyway, that's okay. I will list the amount of the ingredients that I use below in the description box in case you want to do this. I really think this is the way to go. The first video I did, like I said, the apples, they're going to be good, but because I packed them in the jars raw, they shrank so much once they went through the hot water bath and it cooked them. They went down in the jar, and I didn't have the syrup all over them like this. The ones in the top, I had to turn the jars upside down so that the syrup would coat those as well. I think they will taste fine, but this is a much simpler process, and I think this is the way to go. So I'm not going to do it the way I did it the first time again. I will do it this way from here on out. But I just wanted to share this idea with you, and I hope that maybe if you have an abundance of apples, you might give it a try. But until the next time, this is Beba saying may the Lord bless and keep you and your family safe. And until we see each other again, you take care, and I'll see you soon in another video. Bye.